A talk show, people of distinction. The talk that gives you an in-depth view of some of the most dynamic, intelligent, and successful people on the planet.
And on the line with us today, we have the impressive Oried Graves. Now we're going to be discussing his amazing book, Christ Redeems Me to His Image and Likeness. That's available for purchase through Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and a whole host of other places. Simply type it into a Google search bar, and you're going to be greeted with all of that. Before we go any further, I want to point out the fact that Oried was brought to our network by Genre Library Solutions. So if you're a writer out there who has gone through their process creating their masterpiece and now you need help moving that book you just developed, look no further than Genre Library people, because this is exactly what they specialize in. Head on over to genrelibrarysolutions.com and gather all the ways that their fantastic team is going to help you do just that. And listen, it is a true pleasure to have Oried here on the line. People, right there in the title, you understand the conversation at hand today, okay? Christ redeems me to his image and likeness is, man, it is a spiritual journey that you're going to be taking. It is a religious enlightening. It really is something that is magnificent, offers so much wisdom, and whether you consider yourself a believer, whether you are someone that is heavily in the faith or not, this is a book for you because it is going to open your eyes to so much. Oried is someone that offers a lot of wisdom on those pages, and you're going to reap the benefit of all of that. And by the time we've concluded, you're going to run and purchase your copies because you're going to understand why it's something that you need to add to your shelf. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Let's invite this man here. Oried, first and foremost, welcome to People of Distinction, and thank you very much for being a guest. How are you doing today, sir?
Everything's well.
There you have it. Well, fantastic, man. Well, listen, we are looking forward to this discussion. What you've done here by comprising this book is something special, man. It's something that is going to be remarkably informative for our listening audience, but really help deepen and strengthen a lot of individual journeys. Before we jump into the book, Oried, I think it's important for us to know a little bit more about yourself. So let's start there at the foundation. Tell us more about your background.
But I am an 80-year-old man. I was born of a family of 10 children. I'm the fifth one, and I got through the hard times of life, and I come to realize that there was more in life than just hard time. There was good time too, when you was fulfilling your purpose. And the only way I could fulfill my purpose was to know my origin, and my origin was in the image and likeness of God.
I love it. What a great connection. All right, let's not wait any longer, man. Let's jump right into the book. Christ Redeems Me to His Image and Likeness. Tell us a little bit more about the book and what inspired you to write it.
The inspiration that I got was because no one was saying anything about being in the image and likeness of God. They were saying about every other thing, and I felt that I need to know more about it personally, because my flesh was not giving me everything that I desire in life. The image and likeness of God reveals God's glory. It gives me power over my flesh and over the flesh of others who try to dominate my flesh, and I can be myself better. When I'm in the image and likeness of God, it is like that I don't have to worry about who I am. It's because God, He have made me who I want to be.
You know, I'm curious now, or, you know, in a world filled with distractions, filled with temptations, how do you instruct others through this book to, I guess, to find themselves in God?
Well, God has found them. They're just avoiding being found. He have made himself available to us, introduced himself to us. He created us. It says that everyone that is called by his name, he created us to glorify him. He formed us to glorify him. He made us to glorify him. And then he sent his son to show us how to live the life that we was created to live. And if we would want that, we will have a power within ourselves to say no to many of the things that call us to waste time doing nothing, to redeem the time to do that which will fulfill the life that we was created to fulfill. And this is what this book, see, when God created man, he blessed man. When you are blessed with a purpose. You had to fulfill the requirement of the blessing. The blessing was given, and along with the blessing was 6 commands: to be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, and have dominion. And when we fulfill those commands, then we are living in the image and likeness of God, because that's what God wanted us to do. And God didn't disperse himself. He was with us to do those commands. Most people have forgotten them because they have forgotten their origin.
Well, Oried, my follow-up question now that I want to go into, what are some key practices that you can offer to our listeners who find themselves struggling to deepen their faith?
To meditate. Jesus said this. He said, "Follow me," and that's a great way to get started living the life that we was created to live. He said, "If a person come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross daily, and follow me." When you deny yourself, you're going to confess someone else, and that confession should be to the one who called you to deny yourself, and that is when you begin to build a relationship with God. Jesus came to show us that we were more valuable to him than we were to ourselves. And he wanted to live in us to help us live the life that he died for us to live. And that was, he wanted us to live the image that he created us to live in. It says that Jesus came in the brightness of the glory of God. He was in the express image of God's person. And he upheld everything by the word of his power, and he purged our sin by himself, and then he ascended back into the right hand of God, meaning that we was created in God's image and likeness. We sin and come short of his glory, and then Jesus came to bring us back to God's image and likeness, and that's what this book is about, bringing us back to the image and likeness of God.
People, I'm telling you, you got to pick up your copies. I'm telling you, man, again, it's called Christ Redeems Me to His Image and Likeness by Oried E. Graves. It's Amazon, it's Barnes & Noble, man, it's a whole host of other places. You're going to want to type it into a search bar and head on over there and pick up your copies today. My follow-up question now, as we transition here, Oried, during this writing process, man, I'm curious to know, during this process, did you find yourself during any of the moments where you felt like you were deepening your faith, like you were strengthening your connection while writing this book?
Oh, yes, most definitely. It was a great awakening for me. It was like I was becoming new within myself. I had I could say no and mean it. I could say yes and believe it to the things that I need to say no to and the thing that I need to say yes to, and follow through on it, because I had a reason to do so. I had a reason now to follow the path that will lead me to fulfillment. And that fulfillment is only in the spiritual light that Jesus wanted us to be, created his image and likeness to be. Any other way, it just won't fulfill us. Jesus came to fulfill the law and the prophet. And when I follow him, it's like I am fulfilling the law and the prophet. Yes, the law was our schoolmaster, and it was the knowledge of sin. But Jesus came to show us that his righteousness was the law of love that gave us renewed life in his image and likeness.
People, you see what's happening here? Man, Oried is starting to feel the word of God. He is preaching, man. He's taking us back to church, and I'm here for it. I'm picking up what he's putting down. I'm loving what he is saying here. Well, Oried, my next question for you, man. But listen, I know our listening audience, they're listening to you. They're right there with you. They love what you're talking about. They are heading on over to Amazon, Barnes & Noble. They're purchasing your book right now as we speak. And And once they purchase it, they're reading the book, right? They're reading they're reading the words, the momentum that is being built up and established. Well, now that all of that has taken place, what do you suggest your readers do to continue the momentum even after they've completed your book?
Well, after you complete the book, the objective of this book is not to rewrite the Bible, but give them another reason to believe, to read it, hear it, believe it, and live it to the fullness, because it's worth it. Mm-hmm. It's worth it, and you will never be able to complete development yourself while we're in this flesh. So you continue after you read this book. At each dispensation, I offer the instruction. If you want to know more about it, read the book, read the Bible, and you'll get more of it.
There you have it, right? I mean, listen, you want to know more, you got to go back to the good book, okay? You got to pick it up and start to engross yourself within that. Oried, I want to talk to the skeptics out there. Okay, let's talk to the people that just aren't convinced. Oried, why do you feel that it is so important? Why? Talk to us and tell us why you feel that we should even want to redeem ourselves and embody Christ within ourselves.
Because within ourselves, we have come to knowledge, to know with the knowledge that have been provided, that we are not measuring up to the person that the Word of God tells us that we should be. We are struggling. Our flesh have dominated us so long, we don't know how to break away from the influence of it. It's always getting us in a position that lead us down the road of no hope, a little hope. But God tells us that Jesus is our hope of glory. He died for our sins that we may live in his righteousness. The skeptic know that, even the people of distinction know that he that is in us is greater than he that is in the world. So the transformation of becoming a better person is not what you get from the outside of you, but what is birthed inside of you. And that's the redemption that God created us in. He wanted us to come back to that, because we lost it when we transgressed against him. We sin against him. We disbelieve him. We lost the fellowship. Now Jesus said, you might lost it, but I'm going to bring you back, because I'm God and I want you for myself.
People, listen, I'm telling you, this book is remarkably compelling. The information found within it, man, you can hear the passion in this man's voice. It is so intriguing. It is so enticing. This is one that you're going to need to add to your shelf. Whether you consider yourself a believer, whether you consider yourself a skeptic, whether you consider yourself a lifetime follower already, this is a book for you. And please believe it, the journey has just begun. All right. One last time, it's Amazon, it's Barnes & Noble, it's a lot of other places. The book is called Christ Redeems Me to His Image and Likeness by Oried E. Graves. You know where to go. Oried, this has been a true pleasure. Man, an absolute delight. Thank you once again for being a guest on People of Distinction.
Thank you. Thank you much.